Welcome to another episode of Positivity. Thank you all for joining. I'm very excited to welcome today Mrs. Peggy Greenfeld. We've known each other for a while.
Mhm.
Ich habe schon gesetzen du, and I had a session regarding wie ich bin in my life, if I want to get out there and date. And you shared some advice. Ik wil bald maar wel sharen wat dat me gezegd at that time.
Okay.
But the reason why I bring her up is because I think we've been very good in this podcast to bring up people that people have this like image and me zeet zij en me heet van zij. But me weiß nicht pinklich, wo sie sei story, wo sie wollen sei pinklich. So like zij gring to like judging on the outside, but mensen wollen heren van de Mensch Alliance. And I also think that her mission in the Vegas as health mention is zij wichtig. Whether it's something that people want to be involved or want to be aware of, that's a question for itself. But what she does at the core is very much helping people taken an applauds vi du kan help on the outside, and that is with helping couples that are struggling in a unique way with marift intimacy, and she helps those couples. So obviously there's so many details as guy on, but I want to get to know this person and hear her story, hear your story, see a little bit where just your background, where you grew up, in favus bestaran and them, and then see help mention a bissel my direction, because many people will hear this and it will open up something for them where they say, oh, Esha this is an area of irdaf help.
Yeah.
So welcome and thank you so much for giving from your time. I was busy and it took time to schedule
Yes.
because you, Baruch Hashem, you're very, very busy with
Yes.
seeing lots of different couples or people, and we'll get into what you offer exactly soon. But zoek eens een beetje dan story.
Wie heb ik gewoon? Ik ben opgewachsen in Williamsburg. Ik weiß nicht, wie uns heute.
Right. So, but ik ga nog vragen een paar questions to make
Okay.
it easier. You grew up in Williamsburg.
Yes.
And where did you know that you have this passion to help people at that time? Deze geweest beglaad aan zag, or what was?
No. Like recently, nicht, ich mein, so gegassen gehad, and so hat sich nicht echt ausgearbeitet, and
Right.
I gewoon beim helfen andere Menschen.
Okay.
Stam for a hobby. Stam ich was geliebt gehad, sie heranzugehen, friends and.
Also wie a coach, like
Ja,
Menschen mit advice und Sachen.
Yeah.
Okay.
En ze hebben gezegd, ik ben zeer goed. En ze had ze geholpen, ga ze gezocht, wist te doen en whatever. En ze had ze geholpen. So I figured, oh, okay, this is ganz good. It sounds arbeitet sich aus. And then I was like, why shouldn't I go into this, geherig, officially, weißt du, reingehen in business and do it as a career?
Right.
So ga ik beginnen machen research. I read so many books in YouTube, in podcast, alle meine Sachen, like from all over, fin all kinds. Fin überall.
What's a schon gewähnt wegen relationships?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly relationships.
Very nice. We'll just see my phone. Right. Okay.
And es ist mir gewesen sehr interesting, for was certain relationships arbeiten, for was certain arbeiten nicht, chemistry,
right.
Sexuality, die alle Sachen.
Right. The $1 million question, by the way. I mean, that is the $1 million question, and you were curious about it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and ich verstanden sie Männer und sie Frauen, sie beide. Like, ich halte, dass ich verstehe, sei geht sie Männer und sie Frauen. So, ich kenne sie beide, I don't know.
Aber wieso kennst du verstehen zu einem Mann?
Ich verstehe die psychology behind ich habe gedacht, ja, Sachmänner.
Right.
And
so you're saying because of your research, for them verstehst du jetzt?
Ja, und auch it's
intuition.
Ja, ich habe sehr starke intuition.
Okay.
I get the intuition, was ich kann verstehen Menschen.
Right.
And ich kann nicht gewollt reingehen in psychology, because ich kann nicht, ich enjoy nicht mental health, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
So ich lieb like mehr, was macht Sachen, like from now going forward, wie kann man helfen einem jetzt?
Right. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, so where was I?
Ja, ich habe a tendency sometimes around zu hacken, because ich will controllen the schmies und sicher machen, as the guest is comfortable and as well as the listeners. So you were saying, as du gelernt sehr Sachen information, and you saw that you can't help von sein Männer, sei Frauen.
Right, and then I took courses.
Okay.
So ich habe bekommen 2 certificates. Ich bin gegangen zu Somatica Institute, wie sie lernen aus wegen der Body, was man fühlt, und wie man fühlt, und wie man fühlt, and all about that in regards to intimacy, in regards to Warmkeit, intimacy, and alle Sachen between couples.
Right.
And nachdem habe ich genommen some relationship courses, and I loved it. Ich habe es so lieb gehabt and I still love it. I still love it. And ich help seine Sach couples, even singles. Singles in all walks of life. Yidden, Goyim, mostly Heimish Yidden, mostly Yidden. Ich sag Heimish like obviously Hasidim, in non-Hasidim, in Swadim, in Heimish, the Heimische crowd. In Ochet, aber nicht Yidden.
Right. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So I get a little bit of a picture. You developed basically a passion to understand relationships, what drives relationships. Obviously, when you were studying about relationships and helping people with relationships, at which point did you feel that intimacy has such a big impact on it that this is something that you want to focus on direct?
So, ich hatte so eine Emmes. Ich bin rübergegangen, wenn ich bin gewesen Single. I went on to a lot of dating sites. Und ich habe geschmiss mit Menschen, ich habe sie interviewt. Sag Männer, sag Frauen. I draw a story. Ich habe sie interviewt und ich habe gesehen, ein common Sach als Intimacy. It's not specifically bedroom intimacy. It's intimacy like closeness, specifically emotional and physical intimacy. Was these drive to relationships more than anything else. If you have a starke foundation for intimacy, then everything else falls into place. Can aanvallen in plaats. If you do ganz gute understanding, but it's not kein intimacy, it's a guide to fallen. It's a guide to fallen. It's do was reden.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think you're basically saying that this is a starke mitzvah in the Torah. It's actually zan intimate.
For sure.
And it's nicht like noch a extra zach.
Yeah.
So that's why you felt that if you do a glue that helps to stick together relationships, then it could be that people need help with this direct and exact thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. En jetzt, wenn Menschen reden von Tabu, ich gehe rauslassen von dem, like, in the community wie ich bin und wie in zijn, right? En reden dat in de Welt is dezelfde stigma. Wenn es kommt zu mental health, dezelfde Sache, right? In de ganze Welt redt man nicht von dem meine Sachen.
True.
So, for was hast du das sagen? So, kann ich for was is es, if you have a reason for it? And second of all, how did you decide, okay, ich ga ja reden von etwas, das keiner halt nicht beim Reden?
Talk about them. Ich ga lieb zu sein, der Outcast. Ich ga lieb zu teen. Nicht matunisch. Ich weiß, like, ich schäme mich nicht. Ich kann nicht the factor von,
oh wow,
mich schäme mich. Because ob ich weiß, this is right, and nobody talks about it, why shouldn't I?
Right.
I'm not doing anything wrong, just the opposite, I'm helping. And I don't know, I guess I'm gutsy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have guts, I was born with guts,
right.
and I use it, zum Gitten. Sie helfen klar Israel.
Right.
And beyond.
Right, no,
so
absolutely.
So the fix, by the way, in the ganze Welt is more in America, was sex is a taboo. Right. In Europe, nudity and sexuality is more loose, is more open, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. So in America, I think because, I don't know, I'm thinking about as a Christian nation, I feel in the Bible, sex is a sin, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's how it is.
Right, meaning that many necessarily sei possible that jeden feel a gewisse shame of them, but in the Torah sagt man nicht kein Platz von sein shameful about it, but as we say in Christianity, dort hat man they learned that it's like filter it, and for them it's a very shameful thing. Meaning of einer mind, yeah, exactly. Of einer mind basically as Klal Yisrael as a nation is frem to when it comes to the Sachen. Christianity is a lot more extreme, basically.
In a way, Catholic.
Yeah. Meaning, and deze hat sich gehabt zu uns, wie man hyped und sagen, like, oh ja, reden ist jog nicht and this.
Es ist möglich.
Right.
Yeah,
but then there's also obviously the part of there's certain things was mentioned film, wie reden ist davon, like keep it private, this is personal, and possibly maybe that's why people feel that they have like they see what you're doing and ze feeling killy like sharing this alles of a platform wie wees will kind of zijn. So again, it's a two-part question. Basically, there is something about being closed and hidden and nicht reden davon. That's number one, and how do you see that? Number two, to which level do you feel is okay to share on platforms?
So und wir competen einer mit der zweite, aber Couple geht schmissen, hey, ich bekomme das, ich habe das, man, man wabtet this, man wabtet jens, and man tit sich auf, that creates jealousy, and jealousy is nicht kein gute Sache. Like, noch dem Tracht, was dit nicht man wab so?
Right.
Was zan wab kennt ihr so, man wab dit nicht, ich habe so viel Clients, so sagen wir das, like, man chavaidams wab dit alles, and kennst machen man wab auch tina so?
Yeah.
You know, like, is do a sach jealousy that. And so, in that sense, I think, you know, this is a negative.
Right.
Meaning
dort sollst du sein behalten.
Yes, nicht nur mit dem, in general in life.
Okay.
Like, people are not happy, most people are not happy for somebody else's success. Echt.
Yeah.
Man freit sich, wie einer von jenem geht, also, weißt ich mein, like, unless einer ist echt a true friend, real friends, and you're happy for jenem's success and sad. More. Yeah, for jenem's demise or whatever.
Right.
So,
but generally speaking, soll a Mensch sharen? Or this is, in your opinion, should a person share about their relationship, or they shouldn't talk about it at all?
Oh, with me, they should share everything.
Correct, because that's what you do as a professional. But
of course.
With others, should they never share? Should they ever share?
So, se wennt sich what the reason, why are they sharing? What's the point? They sagen, ob sie wollen sich stam aufziehen und aufwasen, that's silly. Ob that doesn't help, then yes, they should reach out for help. And so Jean can shame in talking about it bechlal. And by the way, the größte shame is between couples. Man und Weib allein. Sie kennen 10 Kinder und noch als nicht so comfortable zu reden, wenn wie sie gemachte Kinder.
Right, exactly.
For real. It's an echte problem.
Right. Okay, now so let's go to the social media a little bit, because that's really where you blew up, and that's incredible, because ich allein do this for a living. I have a company where we're media, and it's team social media for very big, beautiful companies out there. Like, you know, I have multiple good clients that in the community, zehnliche clients that we help build them up through social media, where they don't have to bait mentions alike enough status, oder machen necessarily invest in so from paper ads, all because alles geht through their own social media, and they can promote any product or service that they want. I feel like you've done that. Like, die bist rausgekommen, keiner ist gewiss von dich. I don't even know. I don't know what you did before you posted on social media. Maybe you can talk about that. And then one day, okay, the ganze Welt weiß von dich.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you got many, maybe hundreds of sessions from social media.
Yeah.
So when did you decide to share? How many years ago was it? Why was it?
Not too long ago. Like 2 years ago. I did this work before.
Okay.
You know what? Alles is on social media. Why not this?
Right.
So I have the NGL. I can post anonymously. Perfect. This is it. Because Menschen gehen nicht, obviously, man geht nicht reden von sich als open, with the username and everything.
Right.
So man kommt darauf auf NGL and man can do anything.
Right.
Whatever says anything.
And how did that impact your business?
Oh, it's geworden 500 times größer.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Einam's question, I feel it's a fake, ich weiß, du trolls, ich weiß, du fake Sachen, but that doesn't matter, it's irrelevant, because down fake question is Einam's echte question.
100%.
Right?
100%. I wanted to address that. Ich can the answer, because ich die doch auch at NGL sometimes. So it's beautiful the way you just put it, right? Like, frag dan, nog een zaak, in dan fake question is toch ook de echte question. Kennst du, bist da Bucher in Yeshiva asking the question, but the question is toch ook relevant.
100%.
Die wills wissen in jene scenario was het in.
100%. And by the way, I feel this is echt fake. I feel this is weird, that it's funny. I still want to post it because ze macht lachen. This is funny, this is entertaining, this is crazy, this is weird. My page, ich will nicht my pages on boring in any way.
Yeah.
So es ist lebendig, se titzig, se put darin, my post is like, oh my gosh, hast gesehen das? Se put darin, se geht, se macht action. And it's all about that. So se zieht Menschen, se bringt, part of marketing, I do my own marketing, so.
Exactly. No, incredible.
Yeah. In ich entweder, like, wenn ich entweder, ist es nicht eibig, se geht nicht echt helfen jenem, but it just gives a little glimpse. Sometimes I respond mit humor. Like, ich mach huizig, and this is funny, and this is hysterical, and this is weird, this is, ob es so a funny misspelling, like, I would bring it out, and ich mach, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think it's, man darf anbringen ein bisschen humor. It's all about, I'm very much into that. Like, natürlich not serious, especially when it comes to these Sachen, when it comes to couples, natürlich not seriousness. Like, it's all about being playful.
Right. 100%. Wow.
Ga je antwoord aan Kasha, oder gaan we geen ganze verdrijd?
Nein, has geämpft that why you posted on social media and how it helped you, and the messages that you get over there. I think it's very relevant, and it is beautiful that you were able to build a business like by yourself. You know, I find it impressive. Some of the questions that I have is, Favos is es that people are struggling so much in this area?
Phew.
And this is a question was ich frage nicht nur, ich weiß, dass es hat gunische Team mit in the community. It's
Right.
like es ist überall in der ganze Welt
I
Menschen.
know.
Ich meine, as actually I think by Goyim is the numbers are even higher for some reason.
Numbers of
Was-
what?
Of people that are in a relationship and they're not intimate with each other. Ich meine, because in so einer kleine tight community, that at the end of the day, se gapt sich rüber, jeder redt, und man sagt, was mit dit. Wahrscheinlich in einer allgemeinen Welt, there's sometimes less help, verstehst? Meaning, du in so einer tight community, se du mikvanais, se du, as I said, had gesagt, se du Frauen was just, they sit together in a bungalow colony by a circle, in me schmiest, me discuss Dana stories, and that's a plus, that's a good thing, right? Because they should be able to figure out their stuff. But the question, so again, so halt ich halt as an in the communities is besser wie in the allgemeine Welt. But then again, it doesn't stop us from understanding why is it such a big problem. Like, in wie solve man that problem?
Männer verstehen nicht Frauen und Frauen verstehen nicht Männer.
Right.
Und sie gehen sich kaum nicht verstehen. Sie gehen sich kaum nicht verstehen. There's no such thing. Because instead von trying to verstehen, man darf accepten. Und man darf verstehen sich allein first. Man darf verstehen the man is masculine and the Frau is feminine. And you have to respect and understand the fundamentals. Was liegt behind this? Die das ist trying to sagen, eine Frau zu verstehen die Frau. Just the opposite. Sein mehr Mann, es sie sein mehr attracted to dich.
Right.
And the Frau is mehr Frau, it is mehr attracted to ihr.
Right.
I don't think there's a really good explanation from them, good teaching von den Sachen. Ich halte, this is this macht es so. In der Mann kommt heran mit, their needs are different. Their needs are different, especially when it comes to bedroom stuff, right?
Yeah.
The man hat mehr, they respond to these things differently. Ich try to make to sein clean. So
and we should stay clean because so can jeder einer das hören.
100%.
And rausnehmen, was er wohnt von dem.
Right, so I'm trying to find the right wording.
Yeah, thank you.
So a Frau darf mehr emotional intimacy, right? Sie darf mehr,
Right.
Männer auch. It's nicht nur Frauen, of
Right.
course, but mostly is the Frau, was sie wird nicht gleich ungezündet, right? Sie wird nicht gleich, like, oh my God. Männer sind especially fin gleich nach der Chassene.
Right.
That's a huge jump. Fin Jingeladas am Chassene.
Right.
Sie sind so excited for the ganze life and for the whole bedroom life, and they get turned on instantly. Mamish instantly. The wind blows and then turned on. Frauen darf sach mehr work, especially ob sie sich gar nicht getan, and they're like, everything is so new to them. Sie dürfen patience, understanding, attention, and emotional intimacy. Man soll aussehen, stuff like that.
Right.
So,
meaning different needs. Deze was veel get for their man is the Frau had completely andere needs.
I know, yeah.
Which has nothing to do technically also with bedrooms. So it's a team met als we die zoekst, aussehen, validaten.
Yes.
This is really was macht zij feeling good.
Yes.
Wow.
Obviously, my guy comes saying, yeah, ich bin a Frau and ich bin, of course. There's always an exception. But the red fin, like, I don't know, 70-80% zijn ja meer. So of course, ze doen mannen, ze kunnen ook niet gelijk aanjumpen in bed met einem. Dat daarvan de emotional security. En ze doen vrouwen, we zijn like, you know what, free for all. En like, laat me eraan jumpen, ze is dat geht, ik wil die wil mich, laat me eraan jumpen.
Right.
Yeah, of course ze doen zaken. But generally speaking, reddig.
Yeah.
Gered doe against het generally speaking. So I just want to make that clear.
Right, jeder zal rausnemen, was hij wil naar rausnemen van dem.
Yeah.
100%. So zoekst dat voor dem is this a topic was mensen redden is, because is nicht do. Oh, you're saying that Koinekol zoekst is a failed in education, meaning as minish masber de zaken in, so people they get married and they right away hit problems, no?
Of course. A lot of them. Look, ich hear the problems.
Yeah.
Ich hear nicht, dass so ich sage, gerade hear ich ja, so du couples das kommen und sagen, you know what, I just want to spice it up. I want to spice it up. I want to come here for date night. So du couples das kommen for date night.
Right.
Instead van gaan naar restaurants, they come naar here.
So I feel an open place to share.
And spice it up.
Yeah.
They're at level 6, they want to go to level 8.
Right.
En ik terug to level 8.
Wow.
But mostly hear gezegd problems.
Right.
And
yeah, so I think that there's people also know that there are many people that went through gewisse traumas, and this of beide Zaten, men and Frauen, and that's why when they get married they have tremendous blockages. Have you seen that? Is that common, and is that something that you work through? If somebody was abused growing up, and then they get married, um, how does that affect their marriage?
Oh, tremendously, but ich deal nicht mit Trauma. Ich schicke sie. Ich habe certain therapists, was ich bin connected to, und ich schicke sie zu sei, if I find, man macht I call them and I explain the situation.
And at which point comes the Aran?
Oh, when she, ich red usually with the therapist auch, so we discuss it together, and we collaborate and see was ich kann da rankommen, wie ich kann ihr helfen to open up and to go a little more into details. Wie sie kehrt zu nehmen von ihrem Mann, wie sie kehrt zu nehmen von sich allein. Das ist sehr wichtig auch.
Right, because if she went, yeah.
No, a lot of women don't know how to take care of themselves sexually.
Right.
Like, sie sind nicht in touch mit ihren bodies. Sie sind nicht in touch mit sich, nicht in touch mit ihren bodies. Sicher nicht mit dem Mann.
Right.
Sie können nicht expecten, der Mann soll sie satisfyen, aber sie können sich allein nicht, they're not in touch with themselves.
Right.
So du kommst mich heran und ich helfe sie.
Right. I understand. And I've spoken to a lot of people that came with you and met with you for sessions, and they were very happy. They like, ich can, so not a paid advertisement, but I know that you're very good in what you do.
Thank you. So ich wollte auch sagen noch etwas, dass Menschen fragen, like, ich bin nicht kein Rebbetzin, right? Ich bin nicht der Fremste, ich bin nicht kein Role Model from the community in that way. So Menschen haben ein bisschen, they're skeptical to come to me. They're like, was heißt, die Geist mich sagen, hast Sugas und hast Schkuffes von dich, wo die Geist ruflegen auf mich, and, they're not comfortable.
Okay.
So I want to tell you that es ist nicht echt so, because wenn ein Couple kommt, ich habe Couples, die sind the cream of the crop frem, Rebisch, echt stark frem, they still come to me. Why? Because ich leg mich ran an Schicht, and ich verheer sei koiden. I interview them to see was that hier ja, was that hier nicht, was I megen ja, was I megen nicht. If something is questionable to them, I'm not the one to answer that. They have to ask someone who they trust, right? So ich arbeite mit whatever is shaykh fazai. I never ever put mana hashkufas or mana hasugas onto somebody that doesn't want it. Verstehst? So
you're saying you can work on many levels of was sei zogen is within their understanding that is right or wrong, and then you go and you help them develop that side of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
So they shouldn't worry as ich guys zogen Sachen was ich will wegen team personally.
Right.
I never ever.
It's within your boundary as ich guy dich helfen to sein successful within their Platz wie die will sein.
100%. And there's always room for growth. Man kann helfen. I feel the fremste.
Right.
I feel the extremists.
Right.
Kann man helfen in was es nicht. Sex ist nicht kein goyische Sach.
Yeah.
Es hat goyische Team mit secularism.
Right.
It's human.
Right.
It's a human Sach. So du kommst heran.
Incredible. It's really, really impressive. Now, on the other level, how do you help actual like single people? Was du zu team mit sei? Sie sind nicht in a relationship, sie haben nicht kein intimacy with other people questions.
By the way.
So, yeah.
The first thing is this. They had so viele clients, die sagen, ich kann mich geöffnet wegen dem Subject.
Right.
And it's und sie öffnen sich für das erste Mal, und sie sagen, sie sind ein addict. Und ich frage, sag mal, like, was heißt das, du bist ein addict? Weil sie haben einmal gewatcht Porn, sie haben geteen etwas, und einmal achoi, das ist kein addict, it's okay.
Oh, wow.
It's okay. Du bist human. It's like, don't worry about it. They say it's not an addict.
Right.
And I feel like, really, some gemeint, das
meaning nicht, dass es okay, ich muss Menschen trachten, aber die sagt, dass es okay. Meaning says okay in that sense that as geteen etwas, and now you can judge if it's right or wrong or whatever. But says okay as das geteen etwas. That they sense.
Yeah, yeah? Sonst schon immer feel mit shame and that they're so weird and different. No, they're not. They're human.
Right.
They're human beings. Right. And so the erste Mal, I hope so. Listening to them is a huge help.
Right.
That's step number one. But to end it, so it depends what it is that they want. I have a lot of people who go out and they want to pick up girls in bars and clubs and nishkan chasidische heimische.
Right.
But mostly they was nicht religious, so there's nicht so ich help sie dort how to talk to a girl, how to wie sie man pickt auf, wie sie Wie ze met einem, wie ze met in a bedroom.
Right.
You know, in a respectful way, with consent, you know.
100%. Because of it kamels geleren this. So the Zach was bothered me the most is that I feel like people just assume that when they will get married that they will find out everything. And what I quickly learned is because ich lein zara sach. So ich has zaya lieb zu line, and there's a book called Open Her that talks about the 7 traits that a girl wants to see in a man. And to me, that book is fascinating because er staat dat zoveel Sachen, was ik helemaal gewist, is Sachen, was a Frau expect van een man. And I felt like a man het helemaal niet wissen als darf zijn they mean kind of character to be likable by a woman. So die has gassene, and you assume that everything will be fine based off the poor gussen classes what is gehad, or by the friends that someone geshared. And then you find out, you move in day one, the voice it's the eerste one with a Frau, and you're finding out that you're nothing that she needs or likes. In other windows, the bias. And she tries very, very badly to be her best. But so she tries to make it work, but after a while, she starts noticing that die just has zero experience met wat dit is. Die is just aangemoved do, wat dan eltern om de gemachte goesen met mij, and you're just looking to pass on time. Like, or you want to do the right thing, which is to build a family. This is alles fine and well. But the girl notices that deze gaat niet arbeiden van mij.
Yeah.
What I noticed is, van redden sie, at this point probably hinderte people, hinderte gerishas. Okay? Because I meet people, I talk to people, have WhatsApp, social media. So I talk to a lot of people. And I noticed that 90% of the time, and by the gered oget gerisham, like not just, I don't just talk to the women's side, the gered oget to the men. But 90% of the time, it's the woman who says, ich habe ihm getraut zu geben alles, hat pushet nicht verstanden zu mich. And I find that to be very, very sad. And then for me, myself, as somebody that goes and reads so many books and about girls, about relationships, and about intimacy, verstehe ich the problem. Of course, ik ben a problem. Weil die Geist daran, die man, die bist the provider, was provides du? Der provides nicht gut nicht. Die hast nicht keine Ahnung, was providen even meint.
You know what's deeper than that?
Tell me.
Are they even attracted to them? Ob einer ist attracted to einem, it's very hard to give. It's very hard to be there, to be your complete self. Imagine die macht der Gassen mit einem, du bist, okay, she's cute, and the rest the show mit ihr, and you know, shoe, zwei, whatever it is, fine. Then you go home and you have to live with this person. And you're like, I don't know, there's something about her that I'm not into. De wegen sie rickt sich, de wegen sie utem, de wegen sie schluft, something about, you can't develop chemistry with this person, attraction, and what happens next? You're done. Exactly. You don't enjoy the sex, you don't enjoy being with her, you don't enjoy having a conversation with her, you enjoy sich gut nicht wegen ihr, echt.
Yeah.
And now what?
Right.
What happens?
Von dem ist du a Lucha, mit tun is gasten mit a Frau, fahme seht ihr. Take for this exact reason.
Okay, was mein sein?
Ja.
Was mein sein? Verfinden wir nicht? Was mein sein?
Again, so jeder kann es optatschen von wie sie wohnen, but I'm just saying that the actual Lucha from the Gemara is that you're not supposed to marry somebody before
blindly. Sure.
Yeah, that's
true.
Now again, the Torah in general lost plots for people to machen zu doen forschen. So laat dich optatschen Sachen auf that level, okay? But I'm saying this is the bottom of it. Again, you can tell me how many hours you feel somebody needs to spend with the opposite gender to know that that it's the right thing, that this is the person that I'm attracted to. I don't know, how is attraction developed, or how can you judge? Right.
Yeah.
Is that something that you can see right away?
Ich kann reden von a secular point of view. Ich kann nicht reden von a jüdische point of view, to be honest.
Okay.
Because ich kann dich sagen von a nicht jüdische point of view. Ich sage nicht jüdisch because I believe, personally.
Yeah.
Ja, ich kann dich sagen, was ich gleich personally darf man wohnen mit einem, before man weiß anything.
Yeah, but according, so
exactly.
Can I fire back at that?
Sure.
According to Dr. Jordan Peterson, which is world-renowned as the biggest psychologist in the world.
Yeah.
Okay? Not just from his following, just from the amount of knowledge that he has and whatever. It out clearly that there is no point in living with somebody before marriage. He's completely against it. So I'm just, again, jeder kann sich seine Opinions. Ich habe sehr viele Opinions, was größer wie mich halten opposite. But I'm just saying, okay, let me tell you his theory, and then you can tell me your theory. His theory is that Zaya pushet. Tomer willst die wohnen mit einem zusammen, fahr du hast Chasana, meinte, du bist ein ganz serious about Chasana, because wohnen zusammen mit einem in nicht Chasana meint, also at any point, wenn uns beide sind nicht vielen, also sind schön nicht interessant, einer von zweiten, wach ich heraus, wachst die heraus. That being said, die kannst wohnen mit einem für 2-3 Jahre zusammen, but es noch halt nicht kein marriage. Because marriage meint a union. That's it. In some of the side, das in zwei sind zusammen, no matter what. Commitment. In no amount of living together or words being exchanged is not going to be that commitment. So it happens to be that the Vegas are jeden tienes van gasten oben getting, because there's a lot of it. There's something to it. Because the mensch hat chasana, it is in a committed relationship, and after 6 months, sagt okay, von a marriage perspective, wenn ich mich chasana zu dich, arbeit es nicht. Jetzt gehe ich mich getten, noch einmal chasana zu einem, sehen ob sie arbeit, und jetzt, als ich mich chasana mit jenem, und ich sehe sie arbeit nicht, gehe ich mich noch einmal getten, und chasana mit noch einem. Again, it's a perspective. Ich habe gesagt, a bunch Sachen. This is a perspective that happens to be that in the community, you do they mean Sach, aber hat chasana me get sich. So you get to actually see the commitment. But according to what you're saying, my question is, how can somebody judge? They live together. How is living together? How is it relevant?
First of all,
I can live together with hundreds of people. The question is,
committed.
Correct.
You're not committed. Nein, das heißt, wenn man wohnt zusammen, ist du a commitment. Hey, sind wir committed an der zweiten. Zumindest an a signed paper. Ich rede von einer outside point of view, right?
Okay.
Wenn man nicht sign the paper, was macht a marriage? Was macht a marriage committed? Weil man gegeben man macht a signature?
As in them married, yeah.
Yeah, the signature?
The mindset of marriage will never come from living together with somebody.
So wenn sich was
so yes, as I fun zu wohnen mit einem, as I fun.
Not necessarily.
My friends mit Zara sag Menschen, I can also live together with those people. But they meint nicht, dass ich married zu sein.
And this guy mich kein committed relationships is nicht marriage, was an eine Straße gehabt.
Ja, danke für dem, because the commitment is not as long as it feels right to me, bin ich committed. Der Regen wird schwer, ich bin nicht Straße gehabt zu dir. Yeah, that's the term that people use. Yeah,
100%. When it becomes so wenn sich
so
jeder will different
so living with somebody where at any point can I sagen, hey, ich bin nicht Straße gehabt zu dir. How does that say anything about you or the other person?
100%. But if you really love someone, you want to be with them. If you love someone, you want to be with them.
I love hundreds of people and I want to be with them. This might nicht
True. By the way, even in marriage, so what is the reason for was die Chasanum? Is it to have a family? Is it for financial reasons? Menschen haben nicht Chasan für ein reason, weil man hat einem lieb. So, kennst du Peter, wie heißt der? Peterson, whatever, Peter Jordan, whatever, ich weiß nicht jetzt.
Yeah.
So wenn sich was meint, like, if you want to build a family, das ist eine zweite Sache. That's something else.
Right.
But ob die willst, haben a companion, in wohnen mit einem, why the need for marriage?
Well, majority of people wollen nicht haben a companion unless they had serious trauma in their life where they say, ich will just haben a companion.
Why? So, in der jüdischen Welt, wegen es ist du eine ganz andere Welt outside die jüdische Welt. Was ist du Menschen am Chassana for companionship, Menschen am Chassana for tax purposes, Menschen am Chassana for so many different reasons.
Yeah, which doesn't really make sense or work out.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Some do, but most
of
them don't. The relationships that work out are the people that they are compatible and they want to build a life and a family together. That's the statistics on this.
Maybe, but what's not working out?
Again, that's what I want to tell you something. You're a doctor, which means that when einer kommt zu dich in sagt als Doctor, I've smoked for 20 years and my lungs are shot, right? Die Geisten in Shuna mir jetzt geben a lecture as to why he was smoking until now. All you're going to do is fix the problem. So ich verstehe von der Perspektive, jeder Mensch ist wogt daran, jeder mein Type, jeder mein Gender, jeder mein Religion, Geist die ihm helfen. Ich verstehe. But now we are talking for a second about specifically Jan in the community and specifically about what the right thing to do is.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And in that sense, from my perspective, I don't think it's the right thing to do to live with somebody if you don't marry them.
This is against the Torah though.
They says ein Sach, but I feel it now on an opinion on
a
my
moral level.
On a moral level, I don't think it makes sense. Is do mention was tienes and zadaf and dan help? Yeah. But on a moral level, and then again, I think that the people that do live with somebody without a marriage is because they intentionally either want to work on themselves or they were hurt or they. So this might be a stepping stone to getting somewhere.
Ich sehe es nicht so, but the Geir.
Yeah.
I don't see it that way, but we can talk about within the community. Was obviously it's about getting married, building a family. That's what it is, right?
Right.
We will kinder, we will
Right.
the same type of dar.
Right. Okay. And generally speaking, why do you think people do want to get married?
In generally speaking,
Yeah.
um, so do benefits in getting married. So do government benefits.
Okay.
True, to
that
be
took
honest.
a turn. All right.
yes. And was is the formal Sache zu tun? It's like the last step that people see as in some complete, in some Sache, in some Chassen gehabt.
Right.
Like there's nothing further than that.
Mhm.
Well, Menschen kicken as soon as so do a certain Weg, wie sie kicked as soon.
And I think it makes sense, though. Man, God did create a world, and I think one of the biggest parts of it, like if I have to make sense as to why we live in this world, I would say a big part of it is to procreate, right? So ich kann erop doen, einer mir geboren, will ich geboren andere Menschen, so that this legacy, this world continues on.
That's one opinion, but I
Okay.
don't want to go into it.
Okay.
I don't want to go into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't right? All right.
But it's a fair opinion. I get it. I understand your point of view. I
Right.
do. I do. Some
I'm
people
saying
do that.
I
Some people
think
do
that
that. Not
that's
everyone.
why people are in general attracted to getting married, because they want that. So etwas rauskommen von sei. They want to have kids. They want to know that the day that they die is they also left an entire family to carry on their legacy.
Some do, not all, but some.
Not all want to leave.
No.
Okay.
No, but ich weiß nicht, ob wir da reingehen drin. It's going to take a whole new
Okay. All right.
turn. But yeah, but the geer an opinion, and it's true. Some do. Yeah,
Right.
not all.
Right.
Bechlal, you can't really say, when Meretven mentioned that everybody does something, nobody does something. Like, it's a fallacy to say, jeder zit etwas oder keiner. Well, es du ein Mensch, was es nicht so. Then muss es nicht jeder, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I'm ich watch sehr stark, nicht zu sagen, jeder, keiner, alles.
Right.
Gut, because we don't know.
Right. Verstehe.
Yeah.
Okay. No, very good.
Yeah.
Ob einer will sich self-educaten, meaning they want to gain in knowledge, they want to learn and understand. Where can they start?
Single people or married people?
Let's start with single people. What's something that you would recommend they should do or read or
You should
listen
come to me.
Yeah, but nicht jeder Mensch in einen aussehen days and they're gonna be like, ja, ist aber noch nicht ready, whatever. Ich bin neugierig deswegen, but ich will noch I don't want to take big steps.
No, I get it. So du hast so tremendous amount of information online, right?
Okay.
So do books, was man kann kaufen. So ich kenne mich schon mit den jiddische books. Like ich kenne the nicht jiddische books, nicht jiddische authors. Ich bin nicht so bekannt mit den jiddische authors, mit den jiddische books. So I don't know if ich weiß nicht, wer dann Crowd ist, wer dann Followers sind und was gar nicht hören. Sie wissen, if you should tell them, was ist ein bisschen anders, ist anders. They give different advice. So, ist ein bisschen anders.
Ja, so ich habe a suggestion von a cipher, was heißt Matovio Lecho Yaakov, and I bought it on Amazon. Ich weiß nicht, wir können es kaufen at off stores. So ein man from Wilhelmsburg that made an entire cipher this thick, all about intimacy, mit alles mekoires von the Torah perspective on how to be in a healthy relationship, how to love your wife. And it's just fascinating. So I want to give this recommendation to people. They can find it on Amazon, Matov Lecho Yaakov, and just order it. And it's a great book. What about married couples if they want to educate themselves and they want to find out what their problem is and why they don't have chemistry? What's a good way for them to start?
Why they don't have chemistry?
Yeah.
Whew. So they can either, I can line in books, but you can always go to someone, marriage counseling, coaching, you know, they Sachen, to get a deeper, obviously.
Right.
What's my see yourself? Like, individually?
They can go to you. No, I'm saying they can go to you.
To me, for sure.
And to see if I was... I'm just asking ob ze do andere alternatives. A mens is wollen spenden geld, oder a mens is nog eens greit zu scheren. Is nog eens greit sich zu helfen. But he wants to learn more about it.
Yeah. So ich habe lieb Dr. John Gray.
Okay.
So this eine findet, he's an old school type of guy. I think he's like 70 plus.
And he talks
I
about
like,
this.
He wrote a lot of books, and he's pretty on point. I have to say, he's pretty on point.
Yeah.
He's pretty on point. He's pretty good. Yeah, so those veel andere like old school stuff as I can hear. Obviously, so do the handige Welt, which is all gender and the alle Sachen, which doesn't really, so it's a geht nicht mit the community standards. So
Yeah.
it's a little confusing. It's a little. They have great points, but it's different.
Right.
Zij wil niet, sinds du kan man en kan vrouw, and I'm very much for like the masculine and the feminine and the polarity. So that's on polar opposites for attraction to happen.
Right.
And in the other side of it, in the starke linke Seite,
Right.
is jeder is zijn alle dezelfde, we're equal.
Right.
And this how to get back relationships.
Right. I'm very interested to learn more about masculine and feminine because ich meine as deze zaken was for most people they just have a hard time understanding.
Yeah.
Can you explain what masculine and feminine means and how they play roles with each other?
So es ist starke stereotypes. Sehr starke stereotypes. Was is, but es do the basics. Was masculine? A masculine man is einer was get is generous, is a giver. Seine anatomy is always ausgestellt.
Right.
In their biggest need is to give generously.
Okay.
Especially to their woman, to the one they love.
Right.
And a
woman. And from the Torah perspective, weiß man nois in a makabel. Man weiß as yeah.
Men like to give, and women.
The Eibestrat ook, what they say is like you can refer to God as a he or a she. So do ook the concept for masculine and feminine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and the women are just the opposite. They like to receive graciously. But so that's if the woman receives and she appreciates it, then she's gonna give back kefil keflayim to him.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna receive and he's gonna see her appreciation for him. Name. Hat lieb zu geben, wenn sie nimmt es und accept es and appreciate es. And wenn sie ist happy und sie bekommt ihre needs and met, sie geht zurückgeben 10-mal mehr. And he's going to feel fulfilled. Seine needs going to feel fulfilled. So sie geht a circle as well.
Right. And freut sich zu geben. Als sie nimmt, freut sich zu geben. So it's a real circle. Wow.
And by the way, the concept is sehr stark in intimacy, in the beta lines. Because when a guy loves to please the woman.
Right.
Ja, jetzt machen sie so.
Ja.
The man hat sehr lieb zu geben. Und wenn die Frau liegt da mal so und sie respondet nicht, sie geht, weiß nicht, was sie tut, like, seine gereste Fantasy, a man's gereste Fantasy ist für ihr zu responden in der Weg.
Yeah.
Ob nicht, fühlt sich wie ein Loser. Ich gehe gar nicht treffen einen, was geht ja responden sehr stark.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and why does that happen, als sie soll nicht responden?
Oh, so many things. First of all, sie kann sein, als ihre needs sind nicht met in the relationship, so sie ist nicht interested.
Right.
Und mit ihr geheißen, mit tun nicht nein. So she has to be there. Weil mit tun nicht nein, and like, okay, fine.
Well, two men is ook nein. Van wie komt this?
I'm not the right person to ask.
Can I tell you an interesting thing?
Yeah.
I feel like you should. Ik maak een sterke statement. Like, but I feel like you should learn why van wie deze zaken komen. Like, in order for you to fight deze zaken, that's the verstaan van woes zoekt men is in the first place, and then you can tell somebody, kijk, maar ik ausgeleend als zooi, but ik wil toch maar zijn van wie de mistake komt. And then the right way to do it is as and as.
Yeah, but ich will mich schon mission in Haluchas and was the color teachers, the Chusen teachers, Sfurim and these Sachen.
How can you help a girl that comes in and zoekt met mij gezoekt ik ken zoeken nein? How do you help this girl?
Oh, so bei einer zoekt, das mag mir gezoekt, geht mit schon unkol nadayen. Man geht schon unkol nadayen off speaker.
Okay.
If she's comfortable.
And get the truth.
Yeah, because
so
otherwise.
So die with the arbeidsmit, could I kunnen helpen dan client?
Nein, because
so how do you call the dying?
Whatever zij dying is. Because ich kann nicht sagen, hey, ich habe dying. Oh, ja, wäre dann dying. You know, ich kann nicht dying in Tash.
Yeah.
So go call up. Once they're ready, once they're, okay, ich will arbeiten auf mich, then I can. Aber einer sagt mir, hey, ich will gut stehen, ich halte sich tun, ich sage, nein, I have nothing to work with.
Right.
So,
okay.
man arbeitet halt sich once man sagt, ja, ich will arbeiten.
Right. How does a man get into his masculine?
Das heißt, sehr gute Kasche, because sein Tate ist auch nicht so masculine. So kann sich nicht lernen von der Tate. So sie dürfen, so by the way, classes von Männern, from men to men. Man lernen sie aus die Sachen.
Yeah.
Sie sein stark and confident. It's confidence. Weißt du, eine von der größten Sachen, was turned on a Frau is von a man. Guess what it is?
Masculinity.
What's the more than that? What is a woman's biggest, usually a woman's biggest turn on from the guy?
Somebody that makes decisions quickly.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Confidence is the hottest thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So if I know that confidence, I feel like me feel that's I know is fearless and not confidence. That's the hottest thing. That's a huge turn on for the Frau.
Right.
So and confidence kommt von is a masculine wie heißt das characteristic. There's a shit fearless, confident.
Yeah.
They leadership.
Right.
So do Männer was so mooi von der Frau.
Right.
Ze zitteren van de vrouw. Ze zitteren van alles. Van jeden. Van de vrouw, van de community, van deze. It's so off-putting for the vrouw.
Right. So it's the eerste zaak work on your confidence.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Right. What about a woman that wants to work on her femininity? Is deze episodes me kan arbeiten of dat is just spiegelt op de masculinity van de man?
Nee, me kan arbeiten. Because a vrouw was darf aufhören mit like nudgen and aufhören mitchen and aufhören mit Schiga machen and aufhören to lead and she has to remove her pants.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like sit down and los aim. Sometimes the women are like they're in the lead and zij lozen is de man zieken man. Zij zitten bij de driver and zij halten aantal voor de mannen was te zien. That's not cool. That's not very feminine. So
gaan ze gewist okay.
They have to lean back. They have to lean back and let him take charge.
Right.
Let him take charge. Nicht eibig, als mal beide leaning back, then is a problem.
Right. Did you have couples that come here and just gesagt things and nicht gemacht einer von den zweiten?
No, I don't. I can't say that. No, no, I never do that. Ich suche things
But you think about it.
Oh, absolutely, I think about it.
Like die says they zwei gaan zich zo. How do you know that?
I don't know, but it's a intuition.
What do you see? What do you see when you how do you get to that intuition?
There's zero respect for each other. Constant fighting.
They
big. They want to. They're trying, and they have a lot of kids, and they don't just want to break up. They want to live in peace. So doen was mine is I kind of go from 0 to 100. So you know, they're fighting and bickering constantly. So they're eating each other up alive. And they willen zijn amazing. Of course, I would wish for them to be from 0 to 100. But koiten darf zij focussen on living at peace. Koiten is not peaceful. No, that me zijn van fireworks.
Yeah. I versta. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like we did cover a very wide range of topics, which addresses, you know, getting educated, understanding yourself, where to start, when to seek the right help and what help means, why people have resistance to the help. What else do you feel passionate about sharing to people, to the community?
Gaan we gaan stikken grijden.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a challenging question. Meaning, what did you probably before the podcast is to get okay, we'll end from day and day a topic that maybe we didn't address yet, and that's where I give you the open space.
I know. I didn't think so much, to be honest. I didn't. I got a session farden, I have a session bald noch time. So
what's
my mind is.
Let me ask you, what's your mission? What do you feel like is your mission right now?
Oh, I love to help people in you know sich öffnen and sich treffen, and they're like. Ich kann nicht reden, sie grob do, but certain Sachen was they never was couples trying to arbeiten on sich stark auf, and they never got there. Is I can do. And me lernen to go certain Sachen, and they're like, ich bekomme so viel texts and messages and phone calls like, I follow through what you did, and oh my God, sie gave fireworks, sie gave amazing, sie gave you know like awesome. And I guess I certain ideas that the kamers getracht finden, and they do certain things, and their lives get elevated. So wird sag mehr a new world opens up to them. Was am kein nicht gesehen.
I wanted to say I think that's an absolutely beautiful mission. In jeder ein of sein level, like I feel like we went on certain things, we went back and forth, but I absolutely think that what you just said, your mission, I think is absolutely beautiful, and I can relate to that. Like ich weiß es meint lack of knowledge, and on eine kommt and get the knowledge, and you feel completely enlightened. Like getting rid of the shame, getting rid of
Mhm.
the stigma for themselves. Keine
Oh,
darf nicht wissen. Just between their couple in zijn eigen hose. That
100%.
they should know that, okay, ich ken tien days, ich ken tien jens,
Yeah,
ich can save my marriage, I can
for
save my
sure.
family.
For sure,
I
for
think
sure.
that's just
And
impactful.
also a lot of people like Khadu was even as a they cheat.
Yeah.
And I really, really tried to get them out of it and see arbeiten of that marriage and gainish zwischen like and I did see huge progress in Menschen, was weißt, ich habe gestoppt pornography, ich habe gestoppt this because ich habe ausgefunden, was man war will. So hat gunische team mit sexuality, so it's ganz von a whole different point of view, and it clicked and it worked, and now she's so much more open and willing to be together wegen dem, so he doesn't have to look outside anymore.
Right.
So that's also a huge
it must feel really satisfying for you to help people in so many ways, and especially in places where they feel they can't talk to anybody about it. Keine kann sich nicht verstehen.
yeah.
Do you even know somebody else like you was today's in Yiddish to help mention?
In Yiddish, nein. There are a lot of sex therapists. Ich bin nicht a
Right.
sex therapist. Ich bin a
Right.
coach. So it's different.
Right.
Sex therapy can auch teen trauma and they go back to inner child. Ich teen die Sachen.
Right.
But there are, but nicht einer was redt Yiddish and was versteht, was kommt von the community, was help the community. Maybe
Right.
there's someone out there. Speak up.
Right. Are there people that come consistently to you, or
Oh.
it's mostly like one time or just like a few times, or wie arbeitet das?
So ich habe von alle Mine. Ich habe von, hey, ich will nur eine Sache. Ich will durchschließen etwas. So they come once.
Okay.
Then I have for years that I, nicht mamish years. Ich meine, a couple of months.
Jede
was my
Stück
kids,
Zeit.
weekly.
Oh, weekly.
Yeah, weekly,
To do
bi-weekly,
what? Why?
to work on the marriage, to work on themselves,
Uh-huh.
on themselves,
And their
on
way
their
to work on the marriage
to
is to work
grow.
on this specific factor.
And around communication, so do Sachen, emotional intimacy.
Right.
They don't get it. They don't understand what it is.
Right.
So, Mrs. Masbid.
Right. Ich verstehe. Meaning, darf du sitzen einmal a Woche zu verstehen, wie sie sich allein zu verstehen, in order to be a good husband or wife. Or
a role
whatever.
model, even for himself. Staan zu sein bessere Mensch.
Right.
And then she's gonna be much more attracted to him.
Right. Wow, beautiful. Okay, that's that. I think that was very, very interesting, and I'm going to put in the description Peggy's Instagram. You can follow on that, or you can DM her there to book a session. I want to remind you, friends, please to like this episode, share it with a friend that will also enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the membership if you want to see extra footage. I wouldn't say deleted footage because I usually don't delete anything from podcasts, but go over there to see extra footage and leave a comment. Tell us the feedback. And I always say, ob ze doen any questions, mensen vragen Sachen. Hopefully I can sit down with you again and we gaan daarover brengen the questions als mensen hebben. We gaan a live NGL doen. So yeah.
NGL.
Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peggy.